Hey, this is Joe, and today I'm going to be taking a look at the Burson Bang amplifier. Right off the bat, I would just say that amplifiers are tougher to review than I expected. I've reviewed speakers in the past, and to me it's been easier because you can really tell the sound difference between a pair of speakers. With amplifiers, it's not as easy to tell the difference. That's not to say that there aren't any differences. There are. I'm just saying that it's tougher to tell the difference between amplifiers. So Burson is an Australian company, and they sent me this amplifier to review. What makes this special is that it's a Class AB amplifier, and that's not typical of an amplifier this size. Normally you'll see Class D amps that are about this size, but never ones that are really Class AB. A lot of audiophiles will argue that Class AB amps sound better than Class D alternatives. That's up for debate, but that's what their claim is. So this is rated at 40 watts per channel at 8 ohms, and it's using two LM3886 chips. Those chips are pretty common, and they're supposed to sound really good if you use a proper power supply. So that's another thing that they claim, is they have certain technology that makes the best use of these chips because the power supply is a cleaner signal, so therefore you get cleaner output from these. Another thing that makes this different is that allows something called Opamp rolling. Now, people who are into tube amps know about tube rolling, which is switching out different tubes to get a different sound signature. With this one, it's not a tube amplifier, but you're able to change out these little op amps, these operational amplifiers. Typically what you'd get is something kind of like this, an integrated circuit. These are their upgrades that are discrete and are supposed to sound better. So they have two versions, the V6 Classic Dual that's supposed to give more of like a warm sound signature, and the V6 Vivid that's supposed to be more transparent, more clear, more open. And from my tests, I can't tell the difference personally. So this amp isn't cheap. As of this recording, this is $599 on their website, although that is subject to change. The first thing I noticed when I opened it up was there wasn't a volume control. I was kind of confused as to how I was supposed to change the volume. And then I realized that this is not just a normal amplifier, this is a power amplifier, meaning it's meant to be used with a preamp. With a preamp, you would change the volume on the preamp, and this is actually set to amplify at the maximum level with no attenuation, and that's usually where you get the cleanest signal. I noticed a few things. It does make a funny sound when you turn it on. Not sure what that is exactly. Did also notice that when you use this amp at near clipping, it also starts to exhibit that sort of noise, so I'm not sure if that's a design. Not that that's anything good or bad. I actually kind of like it because it lets me know when I'm near distortion. It's easy enough for me to back it up when I hear that noise. So just kind of makes it more obvious to me. Not something I like or dislike, just something different. The other thing I noticed, just nitpicking, this is on, down, and this is off, up. Usually I'm used to up being on, but they are in Australia, right? Also, these terminals in the back can accept banana plugs. They look like they should be able to accept raw cable, raw wires, but they actually can't. You can't turn these, so banana plugs only. Speaking of cables, it did come with these awesome RCAs, very high quality, something that they didn't have to do, but it matches the quality of this amplifier. I think that the amp is aesthetically pleasing, and one thing I did notice is it has the ability to open this up to be able to switch out those op amps, but this can also fit into the bay of a computer, hence why there is a Molex connector in the back. The power brick is pretty big, and it is rated at 12 volts, 10 amps. So multiply that out, that's 120 watts maximum. There are inefficiencies that go along with any amplifier. There you have the theoretical maximum output from this AC power adapter. So initially, when I got this, it came with the V6 Vivid op amp. And my first impression was I thought that it was bright. Some people would call that transparent. Some people like that. For me, I don't typically like bright sounding speakers or amplifiers in this case. So some people believe in burn-in, where you have to burn in the device for it to sound its best. I'm not sure that I fall into that camp. Maybe for speakers where there's actually moving parts. I don't know how that would work with electronics, but I am not an electrical engineer, so I can't tell you whether that's true or not. It's just not something that I subscribe to personally. So that's that. So I'm gonna let you hear a few comparison tests between this amp and a Class D amp. So here's a test that I did. So I put the Burson Bang up against a Class D amplifier, the SMSL AD18. And so I'm gonna be reviewing that soon. So I'm gonna play them here. Make sure you listen with some good headphones. Not even speakers, headphones are the best. And see if you can tell the difference between the two amplifiers.
Don't feel fucking to me. 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 shadow drew again. You sit alone, alone. Only silence knows your name. Elaine, Elaine, Elaine. Things round you are nice and plain and full of you, Elaine.
So there it is. Were you able to tell the difference by listening? Now, this is not a perfect test because, of course, my mic makes a difference, the device that I'm using to record makes a difference, all these different factors. The whole point is just for you to be able to compare between the two using the equipment that I'm currently using. If you can't tell the difference, that's okay. If you can, then that's good too. So there's a debate as to whether op amps make a difference in sound. To me, I can tell the difference, but I recorded it and I want to see if you can tell the difference. So I'm going to be comparing the V6 Classic, then switching to the V6 Vivid, and then a typical integrated chip. In this case, it's the 5532D. Yeah, just see if you can tell the difference.
Don't feel fucking to me. 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 In a shadow drew again. You sit alone, alone. Only silence knows your name. Elaine, Elaine, Elaine. Things round you are nice and plain and full of you.
So there you have it. Were you able to tell the difference between the different op amps or not? Also, are you willing to pay the extra money to be able to use an amplifier where you can change out the op amps? So here's the thing with audio that I found out. At the lower end, when you spend more, you can really tell a huge difference. At the higher end, you have to spend a lot more to tell a small difference. So at the end of the day, I think that this is a very interesting piece of hardware. Like I was saying, when it comes to audio, there are diminishing returns. As you spend more, you notice smaller and smaller differences. Not that there isn't a difference, but the differences are just less noticeable. Now, people who are into hi-fi are more than willing to spend that money to get that incremental difference to make their system sound a little bit better. It's worth it to them and they love to spend their money doing that. For me, I'm not really like that, but every person's different. I guess it just depends on where you're at. What kind of audio enthusiast are you? So I hope you found this video useful. I hope you were able to use the listening test to be able to differentiate and see the difference between the different amplifiers and the different op amps. I have some more amplifier reviews coming up in the future. Make sure to check out my Patreon. I have a few things on there that are not here on YouTube, so I'm gonna leave a link to that. If you like the video, make sure to like, subscribe, hit the bell, you know what to do. Anyway, that's it. Take care. Till next time, bye-bye.